All right, everybody, welcome to Sacramento Adventist Academy, Capital Center here for the semifinal section of the Sac Joaquin section, Division 6 California playoff game. Tell you what, if you can't get excited for this, I'm not sure that you have a pulse, because these Capitals here have the chance to do something that's never been done, which is to go to 3 consecutive section championship games. If they win here, they'll be heading to the Golden One Center on Friday to play in the section championship. Coach Scott Tedman has his team ready to play. We faced the Wildfires from Foresthill before in the playoffs. See them again here tonight. Official fixing his whistle, looks like. A little assistance from one of our spectators holding the ball. Nice job, sir. All right. You might notice a little different configuration of officials. We have 3 for this semifinal game. A lot of times these bigger games, CIF will designate an additional official. Capitals starting off this game exactly how you want, with a quick 2 and then a steal. Kyla Friedrich up ahead to Gwen. She didn't have a good angle, so she pulls it out. That ball tipped by Foresthill. Capitals trying to trap in the backcourt, but Foresthill controls. Capitals applying some pressure at half court, and that forces Foresthill into that errant pass.
Yeah, Destin, they're really putting on the pressure with their defense right now. It's looking good.
Gwen Rosick brings the ball over the timeline here. Foresthill in a 3-2 zone. They attack the middle as you should. Kyla out to Caroline for 3. It's a little short, but M.A. Nemia on the boards gets the rebound, and Capitals have another 30 seconds here. Capitals staying patient here. They go inside, back out. Caroline's going to try it again. A little short on that one as well. Wildfires control the rebound. Kyla and Caroline trapping there. They split it, swing it over to the corner. That's Brianna Miller. She's too strong on the offensive rebound. Macy Wills tried to get the putback. Couldn't get it to fall.
It's going to be a jump ball.
It'll be Foresthill ball on the baseline. Capitals playing swarming defense. Amy Saxelby gets by the defender there. Misses. But they get their offensive rebound, and now they're going to get the ball out of bounds on the baseline again. You might have heard our public address announcer, Bobby Pena, mention that the Wildfires are 20-5 on the season here. Capitals 18-10. But due to the strength of schedule, the number 1 seed in this Division 6 Sac Joaquin playoff.
The Foresthill girl fouled on the rebound, so that's why we got the ball here.
M.A. Nemi a little strong in the paint there for the Capitals. Gwen Rosick trying to force the issue. She does. Kyla comes up with a steal, and she's going to swing it. Oh, no. A late defender getting back was in the right place at the right time. Melody Rudge pokes that one out of bounds. So 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Capitals up 2-0. Really nothing. Only we've had that one quick bucket. And so far, both defenses holding strong. Wildfires inbound from the sideline there. Kick it up to the top. They swing it down and get it into the paint. That's Kaylee Anderson missing several air balls so far in this game.
Yes, indeed. It's not been pretty shooting. Good defense, though. Everybody's getting their hands up.
Caroline Henderson off the dribble. That's a little short, out of bounds, Wildfire ball. If you didn't catch the quarterfinal game here at SAA last week, Kyla Friedrich and Gwen Rosick put on a show. Between the two of them, I believe they scored about 65 of the 67 points that the team scored. Gwen Rosick with a quadruple double, and Kyla Friedrich, if I'm not mistaken, had 42 points in that game.
Sounds about right, yes. Quadruple double is not an easy thing to do.
Caroline Henderson applying some pressure. Capital swarming. Gwen Rosick with the block.
Great
Not
block.
much they could do there. Up ahead to Kyla Friedrich. She gets around the defender. A little strong on the lane. And we're still at 2-0. And they're going to get a Capital on a foul there. It's a fine line between trying to get a steal in the backcourt and not wanting to pick up silly fouls in this situation. And unfortunately, the Capitals are called for the foul there. But it's the kind of defense that's going to wear down your opponent over time, and Capitals really extending this. You know, I haven't watched all of the Capitals games this year, but I really haven't seen a lot of full court pressure.
There
but
it is. It's a nice steal. Oh.
Coach Scott Tedman seeing something that he likes and extending that all the way up. Capitals with the steal. And then I believe that was a jump ball.
It was a jump ball, is correct. After
So possession arrows in favor of the Capitals, who are trying to score in the half court here. Wildfire's now in a 2-3 zone. Capitals showing good patience, working the ball. Caroline Henderson off the glass, that's good.
Great passing there.
Capitals lead 4-0. Macy Wills inside to Kaylee Anderson. She pivots, looking for somebody. They get it over, down onto the baseline. That's Amy Saxelby. She throws it away, almost stolen by Kyla Friedrich. Capitals playing great defense here.
Oh, that should be.
And that was, again, a little too strong. Melody Rudge tips that out of bounds. So it'll be Wildfire's ball on the baseline nearly halfway through this first quarter. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. Only 4 total points. Capitals playing great defense so far. Emma Nemia in the paint here, not allowing anything easy and getting the defensive rebound. Gwen Rosick, the senior. This is her last rodeo. Goes all the way. Might have been fouled, but
it definitely looked like a foul there, doesn't it?
Should have been a travel there on the Wildfires, but they get it up ahead to Brianna Miller. That three is strong. Caroline Henderson absolutely swats that one.
Yeah, that's what we like.
Capitals now bringing it down on the right sideline. Caroline back to Gwen. She gets an open three. That's off to the left. Kyla Friedrich with the rebound. Kyla back up to Gwen. Capitals are really starting to move the ball well. They're just not falling, but M.A. Nemi on the offensive glass gets it to fall. Capitals up 6-0. You know, regardless of the offensive struggle of the Capitals, you got to be pleased with the defensive intensity here. And really, Wildfire's not getting many great shot looks here.
No, and a little intimidation underneath. They've had a few layups that they missed because Emmy was right there with her hands up.
3:26 left in the first quarter. Capital student section, the Red Sea on the stage there, employing their team on defense. It works. Kyla Friedrich is on the breakout. The Capitals have numbers. She's going to step through, a little strong in the lane, but Gwen Rosick with the offensive rebound lays it in. Capitals on an 8-0 run to start this game, and they're in great position here in this semifinal. Wildfires break the pressure, get it down onto another great block by Gwen, but she stepped out of bounds on the save. But the Capitals everywhere, even when you think the Wildfires are getting a good look, they come out of nowhere. There's been several blocks already from the Capitals.
Ivy's coming in for Emmy there on the Capital substitution.
Emma Nemia with a much-deserved break there. Ivy Rasmussen in for the Capitals. And off the inbounds play there, Wildfire is going to earn a trip to the line. That's Kaylee Anderson, the junior forward for Foresthill.
A little short on that one. They're still in the 0 column on the points.
For the Wildfires, their leading scorer this year, Amy Saxelby, with 17 a game. She also leads the team in rebounds at 14 a game. So she averages a double-double. She's number 10. So we're going to have to keep our eye out on her, see if she can get going for Forest Hill. But in the meantime, Gwen Rosa gets it in the middle. A lot of contact, but they say it was incidental. But
yeah, it looked like a foul, but at least it was out on the Forest Hill.
Going to give it to the Capitals here. They're in a box set off the inbounds. They go out to Caroline. She's going to keep firing. She is a little off to the left. Melody Rudge with a great offensive rebound. Kyla drives, floater, and can't get it to fall. And again, in that situation,
foul.
Other team gets the defensive rebound. Do you press? Do you try to get a trap before they can get comfortable and advance? You risk getting a foul here. But so far, Capitals' pressure, whether it's full court, half court, has really been making a difference. So at this point, with no one being in serious foul trouble, why not continue that pressure? Into the game for the Capitals, Leanne Wagner replacing Caroline Henderson. 2:31 left in the first quarter. Capitals have committed 5 fouls now, so Forest Hill will shoot free throws on the next foul. That three a little strong for the Capitals. Gwen Rosick going to go up ahead to Kyla Friedrich. A little contact, and she's going to earn her trip to the free throw line for the first time in this game. Wildfires averaging about 41 points per game. Capitals averaging 46 a game for the season. And really, Capitals have the edge on a lot of categories when you look at this head-to-head matchup. The only one that barely the Wildfires are ahead is they're about a rebound better than the Capitals each game. Other than that, Capitals have higher assist totals, steals, and tonight, even though they've been trailing, even though their average blocks per game is a little less as well, I guess, they have certainly more blocks than the Wildfires tonight. Ivy Rasmussen and Kyla
traveled, didn't she? No, I guess
trapping there in the coffin corner, but they're going to get Ivy on a reach in there, but I agree. Looked like there was maybe a little shuffling of the feet before the foul.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned now, being that that's the 5th foul, Wildfires in the bonus. And, you know, if you're the Capitals, obviously you want to keep up this intensity, not allow the Wildfires any open looks. But with them not being able to score in the half court, you also don't want to give up any easy opportunities for them without you being able to put a hand in their face at the free throw line. So Wildfires taking advantage here. This is Kaylee Anderson at the line, and she makes both. So cuts the deficit just to 5 for Forest Hill. Capitals still lead 9-4 with 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Kyla Friedrich going to tee up a three. That rattles in and out. Capitals getting good looks, but not getting them to fall for the most part. Capitals trapping in the backcourt. That's got to be a travel. He called, the official gets it right this time. Again, that defensive pressure causing some problems for the Wildfires. Not any prolific ball handlers that I can see for Forest Hill at this point, so why not continue to apply that pressure? Forest Hill in that 2-3 zone still. Capitals doing a good job of being patient, working the ball. Kyla's going to try another three. That's off the back iron. Forest Hill does have some height, so Capitals really got to crash the boards on both ends to be able to make sure that they don't lose that rebounding battle.
That's true, doesn't it? While they were warming up, you could tell they had more height than we did, so that's totally correct.
Great thing with the Capitals is have some great speed in Kyla Friedrich, great vision and ball handler in Gwen Rosick, and supporting cast that has been able to play their roles very well throughout the year. Gwen's going to try a three. That one's long. And Foresthill controls the rebound. And we got to have a jump. Oh,
No,
man, they're going to call a foul. They're getting Ivy Rasmussen on the reach in.
Going to the line again.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, you know, when you're pressing and trapping, there's going to be some fouls called, and unfortunately, each quarter, once you get to 5 fouls, the other team gets to shoot free throws. So we've been in the bonus here for the last couple minutes, and Foresthill has a chance to cut this deficit to 3 with under a minute left in this first quarter. Again, Capital's doing a great job defensively in the half court, trapping full court. So really limiting the Wildfire's opportunities to score traditional offense. Allowing a layup earlier and then a couple free throws prior to this. And Maddie Marquez, she misses both here, so the Capitals luck out. However, Foresthill with the offensive rebound.
Open underneath.
They find Kaylee Anderson underneath. And sometimes that's a matter of, hey, new substitutions, who's got who, and a little miscommunication there off of the offensive rebound by Foresthill. Kyla Friedrich, great find from Gwen Rosick, and she gets fouled as she dives to the basket there. So Kyla at the line, trying to extend this lead to 5. Capitals up 9-6 here with under 30 seconds to play. Kyla makes the first. The Red Sea student section definitely full tonight. And as always, much anticipation about a parting of the Red Sea. Maybe we'll see it.
I think
at the end of this,
yeah,
or at the end of the first quarter here.
They're primed for it. Oh no, that was.
Darla Dunn for the Wildfires catches that ball under the basket and goes up and gets fouled, so she's going to the line with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Capitals lead by 5. Coach Scott Tedman pleading his case. Hey, her hands were straight up, but that's not what the officials saw.
There may be a little nerves on the other side of Foresthill. They've been missing quite a few of the free throws here.
Could be. On this particular one, as they say, the ball doesn't lie, so maybe that's what's happening here.
Okay.
Darla Dunn hits, Darla Dan hits the second free throw, cutting the deficit to 7-11. Capitals up by 4. And trying to get one last possession here. Gwen Rosick fouled. Official right in front of her didn't see anything, so the official back on the three-point line had to call it.
As you said, we've got 3 refs here, which is probably a good thing for a playoff game.
It is, absolutely, and usually these officials are highly rated coming in throughout the regular season, so normally there's no huge issues with poor officiating at this point of the season when you're in the playoffs, semifinals, and in the regionals to come. So Gwen hits both, extends the Capital lead to 6. Capitals trying to get a last-second steal here before the end of the quarter. 3 seconds left, and Melody Rudge has that ball tied up. We got a jump ball, and it's going to the Capitals. So they have a second and a half here to potentially get up a desperation shot. We'll see if they push the issue or just play it safe here. I'm guessing they're just going to go into Gwen here and not try to pass it down the court, potentially get a turnover. So Gwen Rosick, that looked pretty good from the best vantage point in the house on that shot, which is me right here in the press box. Had some good distance on it. All right.
There we go.
The time we've all been waiting for. Let's see what the Red Sea has ready for us.
There he goes.
Got Moses. A little disappointed we're not in costume. And what I'd really like to see is let's go through the Red Sea. You just parted it.
He's going to run.
Or we're just going to look at it and admire it, or are we going to escape Egypt? Let's go through the Red Sea.
Yeah, well, they're just getting warmed up. Maybe it'll be better.
You know, hopefully we win this game. If whoever wins this game goes to the championship of the section, and even the loser of the championship game moves on to the regional tournament. So maybe there'll be another opportunity back at home here on another night. By the way, looking forward to this doubleheader. Capitals boys also the #1 seed in the Sac Joaquin section for Division 6 and are taking on league rival Valley Christian Academy, and that will be at 7 p.m. here, and that's going to be on a separate stream from this game here. So make sure that once this game is over that you stay on the YouTube channel there and come back for game 2.
Probably about 10 to 7 we should be streaming live.
So about 6:50 you can look for this new link, or excuse me, video for Caroline Henderson. Great hand, she knocks that away. They go up ahead to Gwen, but you know, in that situation as an official, you see the foul happen and then you're taking away a layup opportunity from that team. So
Dustin, do they have a clear path foul in high
no,
school?
there is no, there isn't.
Yeah, that's what.
So
it
that's
was.
why I'm saying that it's kind of the discretion of the official, and you know sometimes you don't want to give the advantage to the team that fouled to prevent what could have been an easy bucket for the other team that made the good play. But unfortunately, Capital's not able to get away with that one and let it keep going. Capitals lose the ball here. Brianna Miller gets stopped on the baseline. She goes back up to Kaylee Anderson. Back out to Brianna. That three is long.
No,
offensive rebound, no good. Second try, no good. And Gwen Rosick with the defensive rebound. She goes up ahead to Kyla Friedrich. She always knows Kyla's going to be there. And this time, it's a three-point opportunity for Kyla Friedrich.
Beautiful, beautiful pass, good move.
Great finish. And Capitals now have an opportunity to, I believe, have their biggest lead of the game at 9. I think it was 8-0, and then Foresthill scored to make it 8-2. So Capitals now lead 16-7. And this is one of those points in the game. Can the Capitals continue to push? Can they continue to wear down Foresthill and be able to extend this lead? You don't want to give the other team any hope at all. You want to keep your foot on the gas pedal and continue to extend this margin.
Now what?
You know, that official calls the second time we felt it should have been a jump ball, and he's calling a reach. And to be honest with you,
that was questionable.
He can't see through the player's body, right? He can't see what's happening on the other side, and yet he's calling and Coach Scott Tedman is saying, hey, let's talk about this. So you can see the official is going to have a little conference. You know, hey, let's get this right.
On the previous sequence where we were out rebounded like 2 or 3 in a row, Scott Tedman saw that and made a quick substitution. Emmy came in there, and I think he wants some boards down there underneath.
So just as we're celebrating 3 officials, we're also complaining at the same time here. And it's very difficult. They're not able to see everything. It's impossible. They're doing a great job. But just the fact that it was the same official, same type of call where it looked like a clear jump ball. And they're saying that one of the Capitals players came down on the arm there. So Capitals extending up this pressure here. Gwen got her hand on the ball, but not able to secure it. Amy Saxelby for the Wildfires trying to find somewhere to go, and they say she stepped out of bounds, so Capitals ball. 6:54 left in the second quarter. Capitals leading 16-7.
Very nice pressure by the Capitals there to force her into that turnover.
Wildfires rarely been able to actually have an open look with the swarming defense by SAA. Capitals throw that one away. Macy Wills goes down low to Kaylee Anderson. Capitals wanted to travel. Emia with the rebound, and that's a definite blocking foul on Maddie Marquez. She didn't like it, but she was definitely moving and in the way of the ball handler, Gwen Rosick. So Wildfires now extending a little bit of pressure themselves at half court here, and looking to see if they can catch the Capitals. I don't think that's a great strategy because the Capitals are good passers and are going to pick that apart. Not able to convert there, but as you can see, I mean, bam, 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 layup. So I would not expect the Wildfires to stay in this long term, but
Yeah, it was just a little strong on her shot. Otherwise, everything was fine on the passes.
nevertheless, Capitals ball. They go out to Caroline Henderson. One of these is going to fall, but that one doesn't. It's off to the left here. Maddie Marquez up the right sideline to Amy Saxelby. They kick it over to the corner. Brianna Miller's three is long.
Nice block by Amy there.
Caroline secures the ball over to Gwen Rosick. She's going to push over to Kyla Friedrich. And Wagner over to Emme. Finds Gwen. Pump fake. Finds Kyla in the paint. A lot of contact on the hand there.
Oh,
Nothing. No call made. So Capitals, again, getting great looks. Not able to convert. And that is Kaylee Anderson who gets fouled. Nothing easy here in the paint. Emme Nemi is controlling
little body check
the
there.
lane, so not going to get any easy layups here. So Kaylee Anderson at the line again, trying to cut into this 9-point lead of the Capitals. And that first free throw off the back iron. Ivy Rasmussen into the game for the Capitals, replacing Caroline Henderson. And Kaylee at the line, shooting her second free throw. That one is short. Gwen Rosick grabs up to snatch that rebound. She's got a head of steam. She's going to take it all the way. Capitals not able to convert at their normal rate in the paint there. But, you know, nothing you can do about it. You get great looks. They're going to fall eventually.
Got to finish, that's right.
Amy Sachs will be off the mark on that shot there. Emme Nemi with another rebound. Gwen over to Ivy Rasmussen. Back out to Gwen. Kyla Friedrich open in the corner. They go down to Emme Nemi. She pivots. Back out to Gwen. And they catch an open Kyla Friedrich. She pumps. Runner in the lane. Nothing but net. Capitals have a double-digit lead now for the first time in this game.
I'd like to see them do that more often than launching all those threes. Do a pump fake and take it up.
You know, that was the first time that the Capitals' pressure kind of hurt them there. That was a quick pass for a layup off of the trap. And now the Capitals throw it away. And unfortunately, even though that was tipped by a Wildfire player, it went off Emme Nemi last. So a little pressure there from Foresthill, paying off on that possession at least. I believe they should have given Foresthill 2 points there. There, they got it. They just got it. So Capitals still up by 9, 18-9. Halfway through the second quarter. Leanne Wagner down to Emme Nemi. She turns. Almost rolled that in off the glass. Capitals almost get a steal there. Almost get a steal second time. Oh, that's got to be a double dribble, but they don't call it.
Oh, boy.
And
fantastic.
Maddie Marquez, great finish on the baseline there. Right hand off the right foot. High degree of difficulty there. And Foresthill still applying a little bit of extended pressure here. Gwen weaves through the defense, and they're going to finally get
she got hit in the face.
Going to get Foresthill on a foul here. Gwen will head to the line. Looked like she got smacked in the face there, so hopefully she can see.
Good point.
Set to check in for the Capitals is Melody Rudge.
She doesn't need to see. Automatic.
She's coming in for Leanne Wagner. Just a little preview of the boys' game coming up at 7 p.m. As I mentioned earlier, Valley Christian is a league opponent that the Capitals face on the boys' side and the girls' side. But this year in league play, Capitals won both contests against Valley. First one was very close. Kyla Friedrich with the steal. She lost the ball, gets it back, and is able to lay that one in. Capitals go up by 11. Almost another steal from Gwen there. the Capitals having active hands, getting their fingers on the ball there. I'll come back to the boys matchup here in just a second. As the Wildfires are advancing the ball through this pressure of the Capitals, they just need to make sure that they're getting back, because after that first line of defense.
Oh, what a nice
Kyla
steal.
Friedrich gets her hands on it, and it goes to Gwen Rosick. Gwen right down the lane with the left hand.
Oh, they can't,
no
good. Foul, huh?
I think in that situation, she's kind of going away from the basket. Maybe not under 100% control. She can make that shot, but I think the official said, let's see if you can make it.
I think you're right.
Wildfires over to the corner. Brianna Miller long on that three again. Amy Saxelby gets the offensive rebound and goes up. She's fouled, and will go to the line to shoot two. 2:33 left in the first half. Capitals doubled up on Foresthill right now, 22-11. So as I mentioned earlier, boys Capitals beat Valley Christian twice this year. The first one as a assistant coach for our boys team was probably one of our poorest games of the year, and we were able to pull it out at the very end. Went up on a big shot by Jaden Booty in the corner, three-pointer to take the lead there at the end of the game, and snuck out of there away with the win. And then at home for the second game, Capitals were in control for the most part all game, up by as many as 19 in the third quarter. Valley came back a little bit, got it down to 5, but Capitals were able to secure the win. Oh man, that three rattles in and out. That's Brianna Miller. You know, eventually one of those was going to fall, and that one almost didn't, but it does go down. And the deficit now 8 for Foresthill. Capitals lead 22-14. Gwen Rosick tries to answer back. No good.
Uh-oh. Careful.
Almost got tripped up there. Foresthill up ahead, and they throw that ball out of bounds. So it should be a good matchup between these two teams, the boys teams, in the second game of this doubleheader. And as they say, it's hard to beat the same team 3 times in a season. And so Capitals definitely need to come out and play a great game to be able to earn this trip to the section championship game on Friday at the Golden One Center. Capitals work it down to Kyla Friedrich in the lane there, and they do call a foul on this one. Kyla at the line with minute 33 left in the half. Off to the left there on that one. Be nice if the Capitals could push here to a double-digit lead to go into halftime. And Kyla unable to convert on the second, but Ivy Rasmussen hangs on to that one, and they finally call the jump ball I've been waiting for.
Yes, sir.
Or that official, I should say.
But
and
it's
unfortunately, it goes to Foresthill, so. Capitals looking to trap. They get their hands on the ball. They do get the steal. Gwen up to Kyla. She goes up, and there's contact. She falls. She gets it to go, and the Capitals up by 10. Minute 15 left, and they get another turnover. Nope, they're going to say it was off Ivy Rasmussen.
Yeah, it was.
Ivy had a chance to grab that, but I think one of the Wildfire players tipped that off of her hand. They come into Kaylee Anderson. She goes by Ivy Rasmussen off the glass, no good, and that ball
she stepped out.
Almost saved, but Olivia Larson steps on the line, and so the Capitals will get another possession.
A minute left, they're going to press us here.
Wildfire's going completely full court. Capitals give and go. Melody Rudge to Gwen Rosick. She gets that to fall. Capitals have their biggest lead of the game here, 12 points. As I mentioned, you don't really want to pressure the Capitals. They're a really great passing team, and Foresthill pays for it. Kyla Friedrich secures the ball. Capitals could have potentially 2 more possessions if they go quick, but it looks like head coach Scott Tedman is going to say, let's hold it as long as we can here and leave the Wildfires with as little time as possible in the half. So Capitals holding here. Under 10 seconds now on the shot clock. They go over to Melody Rudge, back to Gwen Rosick. They're going to have to hurry. They go over to Ivy Rasmussen. She's off the mark. They did not hit the. Now that hit the rim. That's a travel. That's a travel. All right, so here's what happened. The Capitals shot the ball. It did not hit the rim. So at the last second, they do get another shot up. It does hit the rim. The shot clock, there's no shot clock violation, but all the players think there should be because they heard the buzzer. And the official says there's no shot clock violation.
Yeah.
The Wildfire player clearly, from here I could see, traveled because she thought, oh, the play is dead. They do not call that. And now Foresthill, with 6.5 seconds left, is going to try to draw up a last-second play here to try to get this deficit back to 10 or potentially even to single digits going into halftime. Be interesting call here from Coach Tedman. Do you continue the pressure up high and try to not allow them to advance the ball to get a good look and potentially even maybe get a steal and get a last-second shot yourself, or do you play back and just be set and not give up any easy opportunities?
I think we've got our answer right here with the position of the 2 guards.
Kyler Friedrich, Gwen Rosick up, extending the pressure there. And if by somehow the Capitals are able to get a steal and a bucket, then they would double up the Wildfires in this first half. Right now, as it stands, up 12 by a score of 26-14. Wildfires inbounding. They're going to play it safe, just inbound to the in front. Oh, I don't know what she was thinking here. There's still some time left. Gwen's going to launch it, and it was on the right angle, just a little too strong. So the Capitals still taking in a double-digit lead into the halftime.
Should we go with see what the crowd's doing?
And ladies and gentlemen, very excited. I've been helping to assist the boys team all year long, and so at the half here, I'm going to let you watch the Red Sea here. I'm going to sign off for the evening. I'm going to go help get our boys prepared for this semifinal matchup here at 7 p.m. against Valley Christian. So thanks for watching, for being with us here. And hopefully at the end of this, we will have 2 teams heading to Golden One Center on Friday.
On Friday, and those will be 10 o'clock for the girls and 12 o'clock for the boys if they win tonight. And Benji Ferguson will be joining us for play-by-play. Thanks, Dustin. Good luck for the boys after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half. SAA's ahead 26-14 over Foresthill High School. This is a semifinals sections CIF. Whoever wins this game goes to the finals at Golden One Center on Friday at 10 a.m. Our broadcaster, Matt Jacobson, will be joining us shortly here. He's arriving in the booth as we speak. There he is. Okay, he's here, ladies and gentlemen. Either one, whatever one you want there. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to second half action here. We've got the Foresthill Wildfire versus our Sacramento Adventist Capitals. Capitals are leading 26-14. Solid opening half for the Capitals. Hopefully they can continue this. I'm picking up here on the call from Dustin Combe. All right, Gwen Rosick, nice dribble drive down the right side and kicks it into Kyla Friedrich, who's fouled, so Kyla's gonna have 2 free throws. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking over for Coach Dustin Combe, who is with his team right now getting ready for their playoff matchup. We hope you stay with us. That playoff matchup's gonna begin at 7 p.m. this evening. So as soon as the girls wrap up this game, we've got a couple of moments, and then we're going to transition over to the boys. Here we go. Kyla Friedrich, second free throw coming up. There you go.
One thing, Matt, in the first half, Capitals were playing great defense, did some good inside work, but had trouble with their outside shot. So hopefully that'll start falling the second half.
Yeah. Capitals, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, the Capitals have a number of great shooters on this team. 2 that come to mind right off the bat: Kyla Friedrich, junior guard, and Gwen Rosick, senior guard. Gwen's actually not just a guard. Gwen's probably a guard, forward, a little bit of everything for this team. So yeah, hopefully, Todd, the Capitals can open up this defense by hitting some outside shots. Here we go. Ivy Rasmussen kicks it up to Gwen Rosick down the lane. Back to Ivy Rasmussen. Rattles out. What's the call here? Referee says Capitals basketball.
That was some great passing. It was a good look. We just didn't fall.
I agree. Capitals looking very, very comfortable here in this playoff matchup. Gwen Rosick drives baseline, kicks it back up to Melody Rudge, out to Kyla Friedrich. Ball's moving well here. Back to Kyla Friedrich. She finds Gwen Rosick on the left wing. There you go. Good pass to Leanne Wagner. Nice attack. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound Foresthill. Kyla Friedrich with the steal right about at half court. Gwen Rosick misses the 3. What's the call here? It's going to be Capitals basketball. Capitals are inbounding just underneath the scorer's table here in the Capitol Center. That ball was tipped.
Yeah, it should be Capitals ball still.
Yep, stays here. But because, ladies and gentlemen, because the ball went out on the sideline, it's now a slightly more difficult inbound pass. No problem for Gwen Rosick. Capitals swing it to Gwen Rosick in the corner. Can't get it to go just long. Foresthill basketball. Once again, Foresthill just throws it away.
There we go.
Great defense from Gwen Rosick. Defense right to offense.
That's why she's an All-American.
Yep.
Adventist Hoops.
Gwen Rosick proudly representing the Capitals at the Adventist Hoops All-American weekend last year. And I think she's got a great chance of representing the Capitals again this year.
I would agree. She's playing some of her best ball the last few weeks here.
Yeah, one of the things that we've been talking about with Gwen specifically is she would be such a fun player to play with. She does everything, and she's so unselfish, always trying to get her teammates in the action. All right, Foresthill sitting in a pretty comfortable, not a lot of pressure, 3-2 defense.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's an unnecessary turnover there by the Capitals. But they quickly get back on D. Leanne Wagner, junior forward, great steal.
Timeout, that
There we
won't
go.
count.
Yeah, it's going to be timeout Capitals. Looks like a full timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, we were just saying there, looks like Forest Hill's playing a 3-2 defense without a lot of pressure. So the Capitals have a chance to be patient here. No need to rush it. There's going to be plenty of open spaces on the outside, but there's also going to be plenty of open space right in between the top and the bottom of their defense. So I'm not sure what Forest Hill's season-long strategy has been, but right now there's going to be plenty of opportunities for the Capitals to score here in the second half based on the defense that Forest Hill's playing.
I'd like to see them hit a couple of outside shots right now. They're close, but they're just not falling.
Yeah, that's what you do against the zone. The zones force teams to hit outside shots. And yeah, the Capitals have taken a couple here in the first 2.5 minutes here of this third quarter. I think if they keep taking them,
They're going to hit it, yeah.
I think they're going to start to hit them. But yeah, with the zone, ladies and gentlemen, you just got to take what the defense gives you. And in this zone, what's open is the space just under the free throw line, right in the middle of the zone. And the corner or baseline shots are going to be open against this zone. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes, 32 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Capitals basketball, Gwen Rosick inbounding just off the scorer's table. No need to push here. Forest Hill can't quite tell if they've adjusted this defensive structure. They're trying to put a little bit more pressure on the outside of the three-point line. Nice dribble drive by Gwen Rosick. Here we go.
She's open.
Yep.
Oh, it's just a little short.
Great job by Leanne Wagner finding the open space within the zone. Couldn't get the shot to go, but that shot's going to be available for the Capitals. Here we go. Forest Hill pushes it the other way.
Oh, no. Got to get inside position on that rebound there.
Gwen Rosick comes away with the rebound. Capitals fortunate that Forest Hill couldn't convert their own offensive rebound. Gwen Rosick to Kyla Friedrich. Just long, but based on how that ball came off the rim, I think Kyla Friedrich's going to start settling in here. I think that's off Forest Hill.
I think you're right.
Yeah, great defense by junior forward Leanne Wagner just to tip it and disrupt it enough. And then the Forest Hill player can't react quick enough and the ball goes off them, so it's going to be Capitals basketball. All right, Forest Hill has definitely stretched out. They're in a 1-3-1 defense right now. They know that with a 15-point deficit here, they've got to put more pressure on the basketball. All right, little inside-out action here. Melody Rudge to Gwen Rosick. Here we go. Can't get it to go. Leanne Wagner's in good position. Can't get the rebound. Forest Hill basketball.
Oh.
Forest Hill pushing it the other way.
Wide open. Good defense. That could have been a layup right there.
Yep, Gwen Rosick dropping down from her higher defensive position, comes up with another steal. All right, it's going to be Capitals basketball. Looks like we got a substitution here. We're going to sub here. Yeah, referee calls in M.A. Nemia, freshman forward center, for Melody Rudge, sophomore forward.
She's been playing some great defense underneath and getting some good rebounding in the first half. So
into the game for the Wildfire is Kaylee Anderson. Corner three doesn't go from Gwen Rosick. Forest Hill comes away with it. Capitals getting their defense set here. Capitals.
There it is, a little intimidation.
Yeah, great heads-up defense by M.A. Nemia. Oh, Capitals. There we go. Got to secure the basketball.
Let's clear that and go, yeah. There you go. They weren't watching. Yeah.
There you go. That's exactly right, Todd. Forest Hill caught sleeping there. Gwen Rosick fires it up to Kyla Friedrich for an easy two. In transition, Forest Hill gets a decent look. Can't come down with it. Who does? Gwen Rosick pushing the basketball. There you go, Gwen. Dribble
Oh,
right in.
unbelievable shot. Falling out of bounds, and she put it in. I thought there might be a foul on that, but not so.
Yeah, right underneath our booth, Todd. It definitely looked like there was some contact. Ref says no call. Gwen Rosick says doesn't matter. I'm going to make it anyways. Yeah, right now, ladies and gentlemen, score is 33-14. The Capitals aren't hitting outside shots, but they're definitely starting to run away with this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joined here in the booth is Pastor Benji Ferguson. He was my call partner a couple of days ago. Benji, good to have you back. What do you think here? Capitals up 33-14.
Yeah, I'm surprised the score isn't a little bit higher for both teams, but here we are in the third quarter, almost over. Thanks, Matt.
All right, here we go. Foresthill basketball. Capitals stretching out their defense. Looks like they want to just put this game away.
Yes, they do.
They're putting three-quarter court pressure on it. Foresthill breaks it relatively easily, but this is where the Foresthill offense has really fallen apart. They've been able to break it and get a shot up, but the shot's somewhat out of control. And right here again, looks like we had a jump basketball.
Jump ball. It was jump ball, yes.
All right, so Foresthill inbounding just in front of the student section. There we go. Got a three up here. Looks like we're going to get another jump ball.
Matt, I've been so impressed with Emma Nemia underneath the, I don't know if you guys have talked about that already on the broadcast, but oh my goodness.
She's playing really well.
She is really putting on a game right now.
Yep, she's a difference maker, and Emma's just a freshman. She picked up basketball last year for the first time in middle school and quickly established herself as an impactful player. And I'm so glad to see her out here playing in high school. And yeah, as a freshman, making a big impact on this team.
Big impact, and I coached her on volleyball. I've never seen anybody with softer hands and or bigger hands. And so having her underneath on defense for those jump balls, the rebounds, big thing. Kyla Friedrich with the rebound, going all the way coast to coast. Almost
a lot
makes
of
it.
contact.
Doesn't happen.
All right, referee says it's off the Capitals. Yeah, great rebound by Kyla Friedrich. Push it ahead. Yeah, it's off Capitals. It's going to be Foresthill basketball. Kyla Friedrich
really
she's trying to trick the ref here into a free possession.
It almost worked.
Yeah, it doesn't work when there's 3 refs, maybe with 2.
Yeah, those dark arts of sports, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Foresthill basketball, pushing it up here. M.A. Nemia, she stays vertical. Great defense there.
Great defense. Just a wall.
That looked like all ball.
I don't know. Rewind your cameras, folks.
Yeah, that's a moment there where I think the block was clean. Prior to that, I'm sure Coach Scott Tedman is going to be talking to his players about getting inside position and don't even let it get to a point where the referee needs to make a call.
Good point. That is a good point.
All right, into the game right now is sophomore Melody Rudge for junior forward Ivy Rasmussen. Ivy's putting in some great minutes for the Capitals this evening.
A lot of minutes.
Here we go. Second free throw coming up at the line for the Foresthill Wildfires is Maddie Marquez, a senior guard.
Been a couple times where we just turn right into a jump ball tonight.
Yep. Yeah, that's where senior forward for the Foresthill Wildfire, Amy Saxelby,
Smart play.
maybe took advantage. Yeah, made a smart play against a younger opponent there. All right, right back into the game. Ivy Rasmussen for M.A. Nemia. All right, referee says
It's a foul. And I'm not sure who it's on, but they were in shock down there.
all right, so
Couldn't
at the
believe it.
Yep, at the line for the Wildfire is Amy Saxelby. She was indeed fouled on that shot attempt.
Red Sea doing their job on these foul shots.
Yeah, there you go. I can't quite read what that sign says, but it's a large orange sign. That must be distracting. All right, we got a jump ball here. I believe it's going to be Capitals basketball. All right, possession arrow flips.
Gwen Rosick inbounding the ball here.
She'll get it back.
Yeah, Todd, I think you're right. Pretty good call. Gwen's usage rate, I don't know if we track that on Max Preps, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm pretty sure, so usage rate refers to how many times a player touches the basketball in a possession, and then usage rate is converted as a percentage for total touches over the course of a game. I'm fairly certain that Gwen's usage rate is north of 60%, which is an astronomical figure.
There you go.
Great shot.
Great dribble drive, deep floater from Kyla Friedrich.
Extending the lead.
There you go, Foresthill gets themselves into good position right in the middle of the Capitals
There it is.
defense.
Oh.
Great tip by Gwen Rosick. Didn't get the first one. Here we go. Can Kyla Friedrich convert? Yes, she can.
Beauty.
Oh, we have an injured Foresthill player down here. She is really in pain. I don't like to see that at all. Don't like that at all.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that possession.
Is she holding her knee there,
I hate
Benji?
seeing that, yeah. Oh, man. Never like to see this.
She has a brace on it anyway, huh?
Yeah. I'm not sure if she landed right on her kneecap or what. We got some medical personnel down here, and it looks like Dad's coming to check her out as well.
Yeah, in moments like this, referees will say it's their time. They'll instruct players to go to benches, and this is where coaches come out, of course. So we got the Foresthill head coach, Patrick Marquez, out there tending to his injured player. And then thankfully in moments like this, ladies and gentlemen, we've got medical personnel on site so they can check in and offer assistance. Hopefully the injured player is okay.
They're getting her up here, but
Love hearing that.
doesn't look good.
Yeah, so unfortunately, injured player for Foresthill is Macy Wills, a sophomore guard and wing, getting help to her bench, and at the same time, she's going to be attended to once she gets to the bench by some on-site personnel. So, hate to see situations like this happen. Kids just competing, but it's nice to know that we've got personnel on site to provide care. All right, back to basketball action, ladies and gentlemen. Kyla Friedrich converted that layup, so she's got a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
So hard as for this Foresthill team come in after seeing a player get hurt, like and just seeing the emotion on that player and coming and have to keep playing basketball.
Yeah, the next player up mentality comes to mind. Foresthill, very competitive school. I'm sure that they've instilled that within their team.
Yep.
I know it's one of the things that we're trying to instill within our Capitals as well. Next player up. All right, Foresthill can't find the cutting player along the baseline. It's going to be Capitals basketball.
Not sure why she didn't just reach up for the ball there, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe exhaustion at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Capitals basketball. Gwen Rosick, Kyla Friedrich bringing it up. Foresthill extending their defense out, trying to apply some more ball pressure. Gwen Rosick manages the pressure really well. Oh, gets tipped away. Foresthill with the steal.
Yeah, Gwen lays it out, but can't get it back to it. Foresthill coming fast break. Oh,
great defense. Melody.
Oh, wow. She whacked our player in the head.
Whoa, that got crazy there.
Yeah,
that's a technical foul, right?
Yeah, great defense from Melody Rudge. I believe, gentlemen, you are correct. Referee steps in. I think the referee saw the Foresthill player swing. And referees deliberating here for just a second. Will they be calling a technical? Will they be calling an intentional?
There's definitely a technical. The question is whether they're throwing her out.
And it was definitely a chest bump there on one of our players. Kyla Friedrich came in after the fact there, so something could happen to the Capitals here too, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah, it's a fine line there. As a former player, one of the things that you need to do in certain situations is you've got to stand up to physicality. You've got to stand up to an imposing player on the other team. And from what I could tell, I think that's what Kyla Friedrich was doing. I think she just came in and asserted herself. Definitely some contact, but I think it's just body contact. I don't think there's any pushing. There's no punching, nothing like that happening. All right, looks like referees are calling coaches together. They're going to deliberate here.
Yeah.
Capitals look pretty loose in their players-only huddle. Kyla Friedrich doing her job for her team, standing up to the others and then joking about it afterwards. All right, hey gentlemen, what do we see on the stage here? Todd, can we get a view of our student section here?
Absolutely, we can. You want to turn the light on?
I'm seeing some.
Well, I think the guys
the Varsity is taking off for
Yeah,
the locker room here.
Yeah,
But we've got looks like we got an ESPN broadcast
we do.
booth.
They've been broadcasting to just one.
Basically nobody.
They've been doing. Yeah,
Okay.
we've had a couple sightings of the parting of the Red Sea. I don't know what
Oh.
they're doing now, though.
Interesting. ESPN meets Old Testament.
Yeah.
Love it. We've got a long deliberation here, ladies and gentlemen, between the two head coaches and two of our three referees. I think in this moment, Benji, I'd love to be the low referee on the pole, the guy who just gets to sit out there in the middle of the key and just wait.
Yeah. Say, what's the decision? I don't want to be in the midst of all this. I'm sure both coaches have their opinions on that. So this is where we need that microphone they have in the NBA from the referees telling us what the decisions. So it looks like a technical foul on the Capitals.
Yeah, they must have got, like you said, Benji, they must have got Kyla Friedrich for that interaction.
Yeah, she made contact with another player in aggression. I agree with the referee there. I know you're standing up for your teammate, but this is high school basketball, and you just can't do that. You can't lose your cool and come after another player, even if they're coming after your teammate.
Benji, I think this is one of those moments where you and I are going to have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, because the first punch they didn't see then.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I just saw Kyla too. So
she got hit across the face, and then the chest bump came after.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 8 seconds to go.
All that with 8 seconds.
In the third quarter here. Kyla Friedrich's going to get a much-needed break here into the game for the Capitals. Sophomore forward Caroline Henderson. I think Coach Scott Tedman is giving Kyla Friedrich a break and also just taking a moment to say, hey, just keep your composure. Stay in this.
Yeah.
All right. Foresthill scores inside. Gwen Rosick, can she get it to go at the buzzer? Ladies and gentlemen,
inches.
From our vantage point in the booth, inches from going in. It looked good.
So close.
All right, end of the third here. Scores 38-17 Capitals. 1 quarter to go here in the Capitol Center. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that if this score holds, which I think it's going to hold here, we've got a 21-point lead for the Capitals. If this score holds, the Capitals are going to be playing on Friday, February 27 at 10 a.m. at the Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. We hope that you will come out to support the Capitals. Friday, February 27 at 10 a.m. Benji, you going to be there?
I'm planning on it, and as a principal, does that make a school day hard for you when teams start ditching school to go play some basketball at the Golden One Center?
No, not at all. These are moments as a principal where I know how much time these girls have put in all season. I know that it's not just a basketball game that we're going to support. These girls are creating school spirit. They're creating culture. And for a school to say we're going to take off of school for 3 hours on a Friday so that we can go support our team, I think it only adds to the sense of camaraderie, the sense of community that ultimately helps students perform better academically. So not a hard decision at all. If the Capitals make it to a championship game, their school is going to be there to support them.
Fantastic.
All right, here we go. Foresthill Foresthill, that's Olivia Larson on the jumper,
They've-
sophomore guard.
They've scored 6 points in a row, just for your information.
Capitals need to answer here. Who better to do it than Gwen Rosick?
Hey, what's our free throw percentage today? It seems like it's pretty high, especially with Gwen Rosick shooting.
Yeah, Gwen's such a good shooter. Kyler Friedrich's such a good shooter. I'd imagine it's pretty high today. We don't have those numbers in the books, but hey, right on cue, Benji. Gwen Rosick hits a free throw.
Yeah. With a player like Gwen, even my commenting on that can't jinx her, so she's just got that much talent.
Oh,
There
you
you
did it.
go,
Benji,
Benji.
you did
There it
it.
goes.
Ladies
There it
and
goes.
gentlemen, I am so sorry
Yeah.
that Benji did that from the booth.
I apologize.
He knows better.
I apologize
Yeah.
to Gwen's family.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we're not at all superstitious in this booth.
Yeah.
But we might be a little stitious, okay? We're not superstitious. We're a little stitious in this booth. So, Benji,
Mini-stitious.
let's not do that if we get another chance at the free throw line. Here we go. Foresthill basketball down 39-19 here in the Capitol Center. Capitals playing a man defense in the half court.
That was close to a 5-second there. Oh, boy.
All right, referee calls a block on Gwen Rosick. Gwen was actually shifting off her player, trying to provide some help defense. Here we go, Foresthill inbounding on the north end. Once again, Foresthill finds space in the interior of the Capitals defense.
8-1 run.
Maddie Marquez puts it in. Benji, what do you do right now? If you're Coach Scott Tedman and your team is in a 1-8 deficit in the last, 3.5 minutes, what do you do?
I keep my pedal on the floor on this, and just play your game and give it to your star players. Your star players should be the people with the ball, with the game on the line.
There you go, star player Kyla Friedrich, dribble drive down the middle. Another star player, Gwen Rosick, steals and converts. Benji, I think they heard you. Keep that pedal on the floor.
Those are daggers right there.
That was big.
Yeah, Benji, the Capitals are known for being a fast-paced, up-and-down team. So sometimes, even if the game's like lopsided like this, it's easier to keep your kids who know how to play fast. It's easier to tell them, just keep playing fast.
Keep playing fast. And a great block there by Leanne Wagner. The Red Sea went wild over that one.
Here we go, Foresthill basketball.
That's a nice shot there.
And great defense.
Yeah, good defense.
shot.
Better shot from Kylie Anderson, a junior forward from Foresthill. Capitals holding their 20-point lead. Looks like Gwen Rosick is content to kill some clock right here. Nice block by senior Amy Saxelby. Foresthill pushes the basketball the other way.
Good defense up there, just stopping that
That's right.
dribble, didn't let it go inside.
Another steal. Kyla Friedrich kicks it up to Gwen Rosick. What's Gwen going to do here? Looks like Gwen's going to dribble it back out.
Slow down. Coach is saying slow down.
It's 1-on-4. Yeah, might as well slow it down.
I think Tedman right now is like, hey, we got clock on our side. Let's run it all the way more. We don't need to wait and push things 4-on-1.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose your moments, right, Benji?
100%. That's not a pedal moment. That's a, hey, wait for your player.
Great pass.
Great pass. Gwen Rosick to Ivy Rasmussen in the right place. Way to convert from Ivy Rasmussen, junior forward. Foresthill, though, pushes it right back the other way. Can they get the corner three to go? Nope. Gwen Rosick, great box out, great rebound. She pushes it the other way. Oh, and Foresthill doesn't close down. Yeah, Foresthill left Gwen an open lane, so she took it.
Good dribble.
Good move, but
Yeah, great footwork there.
Great move, can't get it to go. Melody Rudge pulls down the rebound. Referee says
foul.
it's a foul on Foresthill, so it's going to be Capitals basketball. All right, Capitals have stopped the Foresthill run. They've stretched their lead to 24. Scores 47-23 with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Forestill's kind of putting a little bit more of a press on it. Looks
Yeah,
like.
the coach is urging them to put a little defense. We'll see if Capitals can break it here.
Yeah, that's right. Foresthill has converted into a 2-2-1 full court press. Being down this much, you've got to generate pressure. They do. They actually come away with a steal.
Wide open.
Oh, can't get the little 2-foot layup to go. Gwen Rosick pushing it the other way. Oh, Gwen, nice shot. Can't get the lefty scoop to go. Amy Saxelby comes down with the rebound. Foresthill pushing it the other way. Capitals close off. Can they get the corner three to go? No. Melody Rudge can't pull down the rebound. Foresthill basketball. Top of the key three, can't get it to go. Amy Saxelby rebound, put back. That's too easy for senior forward Amy Saxelby. Yeah, what do you think, Benji? Is Coach Sedman calling a timeout to give his players a rest, or is he calling a timeout to yell at them?
I think right now it's just coaches always yell, but I think it is a rest for the most part. He's gonna be frustrated, not for this game, but he's gonna go, guys, please put this in your memory bank for the next game when we get there, because with the amount of time left, it's really unlikely for Foresthill to come back. Especially, I missed a quarter of this game, but both teams really struggling from beyond the arc.
Yeah, cold shooting from the outside. Both ways. I like that comment you made, Benji. You said coaches are always yelling. For spectators that don't have a lot of experience watching basketball, it's nice to remind them. Sometimes a coach has to yell just because of the environment that they're in, right?
Yes, intensity. You're always teaching. You're always you always want your players to learn, and you're frustrated. You need to let them know this is the way you're doing. This isn't working. It's not okay. And they're going to be trying to change some behavior.
Yeah, and I think sometimes what people don't understand is a coach has to be reactive. They have to be demonstrative
and
passionate because a gym is allowed space, but also because game action is so back and forth that if a coach is too passive, the message can't be delivered.
I think that passion and really translates to the players too. They feel that the energy feeds each other, and the vibes keep flowing.
Yeah, Benji, where do you stand on coaches breaking things or throwing chairs? I think back to my man Bobby Knight from the University of Indiana. Are you pro throwing chairs if you're trying to teach a kid?
I have gotten kicked out of game for breaking clipboards and throwing chairs before.
Man.
I'm not really proud of those moments, but yeah, it's been part of my coaching history. So on the flip side of that, my players responded when that happened. So it was one of those moments where I was defending my team and just really frustrated with the refs. And so it wasn't anything against the other team or the other players. Just the refs in that game were, in my opinion, not helping us out. And so my girls next game just really respected that I would stand up for them and fight for them. So I think that can be something that can be in your wheelhouse as a coach. But obviously you don't want to do it too much, otherwise you're just a crazy person.
Right. All right, we'll come back to confessions from the booth here. We're going to get back to game action, ladies and gentlemen. Caroline Henderson, sophomore forward at the line. She drew a foul just a moment ago. Let's see if Caroline can convert this free throw. Rims out. Amy Saxelby with the rebound. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Pastor Benji Ferguson is pro demonstrations from coaches, breaking clipboards, throwing chairs. So long, Benji, as you're defending your players, huh? Amy Saxelby with a putback there for Foresthill.
Just can't be regular, man. It's got to be a once every 10 seasons type thing.
Okay.
Just say that he took you out of context, Benji.
Exactly.
We got to get our TikTok camera going here so we can make that little clip from Benji go viral. Pastor Benji Ferguson, Carmichael SDA youth pastor. Oh, there we go. That's an easy foul on Darla Dan with Gwen Rosick knifing through the middle. Gwen was about to score. another basket there, and Darla Dan says, I got a bumper.
I was just looking for skin on the floor down there. That looked painful.
Yeah. All right, Capitals basketball. They've got a 20-point lead here. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. They're inbounding just underneath the press box here in the Capitol Center.
Great inbound. Love seeing it come up top.
Foresthill.
Lazy pass.
Yeah, lazy pass for sure. Foresthill kicking it the other way. See if they can convert. Can't get it to go. Capitals in good rebounding position. Leanne Wagner comes away with it. Kicks it ahead. Caroline Henderson comes up with it. Here we go.
How did we get that ball back? That's crazy.
Yeah, good hustle from Caroline Henderson. And, yeah, this is where Gwen Rosick's skill and leadership comes in. She says, slow it down, ladies. Slow it down. Yeah, Capitals content to just dribble the shot clock down here. 5 seconds to go on the shot. Gwen Rosick goes into attack. Oh, can't get the floater to go. Gets her own rebound and the putback. Gwen Rosick doing everything. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, her usage
That's a
rate.
travel. Come on.
Ref says jump ball, Todd. Todd, what do you think? Did the ref make a good call there? He says jump ball.
Well, it was a jump ball after she traveled.
Oh, okay, okay. I like it. You say, hey, ref, maybe you're right. But first, you were wrong, referee. Man, this booth is getting feisty, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you stay with us for the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds of action. It's going to be timeout here. We got a full timeout. We hope you stay with us for our boys playoff matchup. We've got the Valley Christian Lions taking on our Capitals. That game's going to start at 7 p.m. So, actually, that game is not going to start at 7 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. It is 6:57 right now. That game is probably going to start about 7:20 p.m. So as soon as our broadcast ends, we invite you to hit the restroom, get your snacks, and come right back to your TV, computer, or cellular device and watch the Capitals take on the Valley Christian Lions. Benji, what do you think we're in store for in the second game this evening?
Well, just coming off that USA hockey win, we're going to see a lot of line changes from Valley Christian. Just this unique play by their coach, Brad Gunther, and he always has his unique style where 5 kids in, 5 kids out,
so
very
Benji,
regularly.
I have become a Californian. I don't play any hockey. What does it mean? Line change. Describe this to us.
So you're just subbing out your entire team at one time.
All
so
5?
All of them. Yep.
Is that a common hockey strategy?
Yeah, it happens all the time in hockey, just not very much in basketball.
Okay. Looks like the Student Center has picked up a chant of golden one. I think they're sensing victory here.
Oh, that was not a good foul by Caroline Henderson, and they're in the bonus. So
here comes a line change, boys.
Yeah, here comes your line change here.
Here we go. Entering the game for the Capitals, sophomore guard Isabella Pacheco, freshman guard Ashley Crary, freshman forward Chloe Merca, freshman forward Esri Emmanuel, and sophomore forward Audrey Welty. 5 ladies in and a line change. We got 1:40 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Foresthill basketball. Foresthill dumps it down to Amy Saxelby, and she goes right to work, drawing a foul on Ashley Crary. Yeah, good decision by Foresthill. Use your strength, use your skill, dump it into one of your best players, and she earned herself a trip to the line. And Benji, if you're Ashley Crary there into the game for the last minute and a half, you know you're outmatched. What are you thinking?
Just don't embarrass myself in this last 2 minutes of the game. And also, I'm excited to get playing time. Like, I've been riding the bench all game as the starters have done their work, and now it's my time to, like, shine. Like you were saying earlier, next person up. And, yeah, so.
Yeah, it looks like Ashley Crary, she says, I'm ready, coach.
Yep,
I'm ready to fight. She
ready.
picks up a foul on this end. Going to the line for the Forest Hill Wildfire is Kylie Anderson, a junior forward. and she's going to have 2 free throws.
And that's one way to get in the stat book.
There you go.
Trying to see some comments here from Forsthill's refs not loving the physicality right now, or Forsthill's coach having some words with the ref.
First free throw's good for Kylie Anderson. She's got 1 more coming up.
Air ball, that's out of bounds.
Yeah, did not hit the rim, so referee calls the play dead. It gives possession to the Capitals.
All right, I love this. One of our teachers down there is saying, hey, no air ball chance here, especially with a 19-point lead. Yeah.
Always nice when teachers will step in and tell students, take a moment. Esri Emanuel misses the wing 3. Audrey Welty pulls down the rebound, kicks it over to Chloe Murka. Chloe Murka off glass. The bank is open, Benji.
It is all open. Love the bank.
Nice dribble drive down the baseline. Esri Emanuel comes away with the rebound. Referee says
3 in the key.
No, it's a foul on the Foresthill girl.
Yeah, referee says it's a foul. Are we shooting free throws here?
No, I think
They're not going to waste the time.
No, I
think it was 3 in the key. Maybe not.
No, he called a foul, but anyway.
Foresthill
regardless.
steals, pushes it the other way. Top of the key, can she get it to go? 3 can't go. Amy Sachs will be rebound and put back.
She's a senior.
Yep.
You want to be able to finish your season, your high school career strong.
That's right.
Love seeing seniors do well in these kind of playoff games.
They don't need to shoot here.
Yeah, gentlemen, what do we think about this? You do not need to shoot, but do you shoot if you're in the game right there?
When it's all subs like this, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it kind of speaks to these are young players looking for experience, and you don't want to stop that development, right? You let them play.
If I had my starters in right now, I'd be mad at them, but these guys, no.
So one of my favorite basketball players, Giannis Antetokounmpo, plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you've heard of him. A couple of months back, he got himself into trouble. His team had an 8 or 9 point lead, and he takes off and does a windmill dunk. What do you say, Benji? Is okay, not okay?
Always okay. Windmill dunk? I want to see that. As a fan, I paid a lot of money to come to the game. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Took too long. Yeah.
All right. Capitals couldn't get the ball in there. 5-second violation. It's going to be Foresthill basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, 3.6 seconds left in the game. Ball gets inbounded. Clock's running.
Shots
Corner
off,
3. Shots off. That's the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Capitals come away victorious. Student center or student section erupts. Final score 51-33. The Capitals have just punched their ticket to Golden 1. This is going to be the Capitals' 3rd consecutive appearance in the CIF SJS D6 championship game. What do you say, Benji?
Man, what a run by these ladies, and just so much. I just want to shout out Gwen Rosick, who's been a part of all those teams, and Kyla Friedrich, all 3 of those 3-state teams. And just a backbone of this Capitals team, and I think they've inspired a lot of the rest of their teammates, hopefully to follow in their steps.
Absolutely. Shout out to Gwen Rosick, captain, leader of this team. Shout out to all the Capitals. Ladies played fantastic today. And we also want to give a special shout out to head coach Scott Tedman for leading this team to another section championship game. Congratulations, ladies. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you one more time for joining us for this broadcast. This broadcast is going to end right here, but we encourage you come back to this channel to watch our boys take on the Valley Christian Lions.